Welcome to Childcare Conversations, the podcast for childcare leaders ready to move from overwhelmed to confident and capable. You're joining Kate and Carrie, early childhood experts with over 20 years of experience. Since 2002, they've helped equip and train over 4,500 directors nationwide with real-world systems, practical tools, and the confidence to run a center where both staff and children thrive. This episode is brought to you by ECE NAC, the National Administrator Credential created by directors for directors. If you're tired of juggling compliance, budgets, and burnout, ECENAC.com is built for you. Now let's get into today's conversation, one we think you're really going to enjoy.
Happy New Year!
We're so glad that you are here with us to experience 2026. I hope it's going to be one full of joy and expansion and not necessarily expansion as far as, more schools or more kids, but expansion in your skill set, expansion in your joy of doing this job, of caring for the kids. If you want to expand your program by adding more classrooms or having a second school, that's great. But it needs to be what you want to do because it meets your goals. So, Kate, how should we give them some advice on how to start the year off, start off on the right foot? There we go. And be getting along the way they want to go on. What are some things they could do?
Well, first of all, I want to say don't feel pressured to do goal setting only in the 1st of January or the end of December. Don't feel that you have to have a vision board. Don't feel that you have to have, the word of the year. I mean, all of these things are great if that's what works for you. But if that doesn't work for you and it's uncomfortable, and it's not going to bring you joy. Joy.
Joy
Again in the heart. Okay. So if it's not going to bring you joy and it's going to stress you out, because I will tell you, as somebody who the concept of coming up with a word for the year or a vision board as a not very creative human, both of those things kind of stress me out because, I also want to try to figure out the KPIs. How do I know if that word really did what I wanted it to do? And what does that mean? So I know that there are some great coaches and consultants out there that this is the thing that they are very passionate about, that they think everybody needs that. I am totally on board with that. You need a map. You can't get to a destination without knowing where you're going. So even if those are micro goals. So for you, you might be one of those people that are like, I can't think to December. I can get to February. So great. Let's start with what do you want to do over the next 4 weeks? And so these can be with, real coaches and mentors, or they can be with virtual coaches and mentors. Carrie, I know that a lot of times, if somebody asked you who might have had influence on you, you might talk about people who you've actually never met. What does that mean to you?
So for me, I have coaches and mentors that I have read their books, that I have taken their courses, that I've been part of their masterminds, and I've never been in the same space and breathed the same air as them. Tony Robbins, Neil Graciosi, I know for you, Mel Robbins. Like, these are people who aren't in the industry, but that have been mentors and coaches to us. And in the coaching and mentoring space, I had the true blessing of doing student teaching under Bev Boss, who was an amazing influence in early childhood education. And so she's one of my mentors for the early stage in my career. If you don't have somebody who's talked to you about how to market play-based learning, go read some Bev Boss. She will help you. But if you need that one-on-one or one on a few, find yourself a mastermind or a coaching cohort that works in your schedule and that mastermind leader or that coach matches with your brain. Just so you probably match with either Kate or I, or maybe both of us, because you keep listening to us. We do have masterminds and coaching. We don't talk about it very often on the podcast, and I'm sure our business coach would be horrified if she knew how rarely we talked about it. But if you need to get in a mastermind or you need some individual or small group coaching, we do that. You can go to Childcare Conversations. You can get information about that, childcareconversations.com. But if you want somebody local, go find somebody local. I like the online because I don't have to worry about what I look like. And
You mean you
a
can
lot
get
of
away
that
with not
where
putting pants on?
pants, they're just very stretchy. Uh, so, find yourself those mentors and coaches. And whether, again, it is a book, it is a class, it is one-on-one or small group coaching, or it is a mastermind.
Can I
Do
say
that.
something?
Sure.
Can I say something? Hey, so also those coaches don't have to be forever. They can be for one thing. So a lot of folks, if you are struggling with something in your program, you can find a coach who's going to coach you through that issue. Now, if you want somebody to do it, I need to do a vocabulary check here for you. If you want somebody to tell you what to do and they give you a list and a checklist, that's a consultant. That is not a coach. A coach is going to force you to think about it, force you to come up with your own plan and help you be accountable. So coaches, if you think about big professional coaches that you know their names, and I'm sure Carrie could rattle off some sports coaches. But a
Yes, I
sports
can.
coach and a business coach are the same thing. Okay. So in other words, they're coaching you to be a better person or version of you. And sometimes some people like coaches that are specific. So I might want a life coach. I've had grief coaches. I've had lots of coaches.
She's
Um,
had a fashion coach. Is that what you would call Linda?
I would say more of a confidence coach, but yes,
Okay,
there
a
was a
confidence
time,
coach.
there was a definite time, in the last 5 years. I think in the last 5 years, I've had over a dozen coaches. And in my case, I liked specialty coaches, but I've also been asked by people in our industry to help them through life issues, not just business issues, because they bonded with me or they connected with me as a coach, which meant that they were comfortable with me coaching all different aspects of their life, not just what they thought they wanted me to help with, which was generally business.
And again, you can have a specialty coach in the industry. If you are having enrollment issues because of increased competition from the school districts, from charter schools, from large programs coming into your area, get an enrollment coach. If you need a coach to support you with HR and building your team and building your authority within your team, then get a coach that specializes in that. If you want an exit plan, get a coach for that. Kate is great at the exit plan. That's one of her areas. If you want to open another location, that's a Carrie thing. Carrie I love to walk you through all the things to open another location.
Or open your first.
Or open your first, right? And again, Kate is an amazing enrollment coach. I have a tendency to do more of the HR, but find somebody to support you, because leading a program can be one of the loneliest jobs. I would say it is the loneliest job in the industry. It's not in the whole world. Of course, there's, underwater welders. They probably are lonelier than people leading programs in the
Yeah, but
industry.
they get paid really well.
They do, but in the industry, I think running a school is frequently one of the loneliest jobs. All of your frontline teachers have each other. The owners have groups that the owners get together. So find yourself some support so that you don't feel so alone and so overwhelmed. You've got this. We know you can do this. You just need a little bit of support, and it shouldn't just be from the people who are paying the bills. It should not be just from the owner or just from the board of directors. Or if you're the owner, it shouldn't just be your spouse or significant other. So please reach out, find some mentors, coaches, whatever the word is that works for you or the type of support you need. That's what I think your first goal for the year is to figure out what kind of support and mentorship you need. And if it's that confidence coach, find a confidence coach. If you don't know where you could even find coaches for these different things, text the show. Go into the show notes. The first there's a red line. You can click it. It says text the show. Text us and we will help you to find those coaches and mentors based on what you need. It does not have to be us, because you might need a mentor or a coach on, how to make over your menu at your school because you've realized you are hemorrhaging money in the food department. Cool. We can find you a coach for that. Okay. Have a great year, guys.
Absolutely. And don't forget to find your joy. And if you are struggling and you just feel pressure for a word, I'm going to go with joy, because we want you to make sure that you remember that this is a job where you get to play all day.
Well, you get to play every day, maybe not all day.
They could play all day, but they probably got some work to do.
Yep. Okay, guys, have a great year, and we will see you in a few days, and share the show with someone who needs to know.
Thanks for tuning in. We love bringing you real talk and fresh insight from the world of early childhood education. Be sure to follow us on social media to stay connected and catch all of the latest episodes. And if you're planning a conference, training, or special event, Kate and Carrie would love to speak to your audience. You can learn more about their keynote sessions and workshops at kateandcarrie.com. If you learned something today, share the show and leave us a review below. We'll see you next time on Childcare Conversations.